Hello everybody, I'm Donna from Purple Pinky Promises. I made it. That was a challenge for sure. So, hello, how is everybody today? Welcome, welcome. I will wait for people to come on and say hello while I get myself just a tad bit organized. Okay. I've pulled kind of a mishmash of things. We'll see how this goes. We'll see what we come up with. I pulled out some extra tags just in case I don't like what I got. Oh my goodness. Okay. Think should be good there. Hello, good crafternoon to you too, Lindy. Thank you for joining me. Yay! Okay, you probably feel like I do. I made it! I'm here! All right. I'm going to start out talking about this. Okay, there's that. I think I've got everything on my desk the way I need it. Well, good crafternoon. That's a good way to start. I love it. So, I have to say that where I started in my whole thought process was butterflies. And so I wanted to create something with some vintage looking butterflies. And this is where I started. I started with this set and I wanted to play with it for a little and kind of figure out what this set could do, especially the butterfly part. And I will have to cut myself some cardstock here, but that's okay. I am going to use this today, but I first wanted to talk to you about this little set. This is absolutely fantastic. These Craft Your Life project kits are amazing. So you get an extra large set of stamps and with sentiments on it. Beautiful. And you also get in this a guide that tells you how to use the stencils, which is fantastic. It also even has some samples in here of what you can do with it, which I really like, that the idea sheet. So you got the stamps, you have the stencils, and that is a 5-piece, 5-piece stencil set, which is, you know, those can be a little pricey. These are my leftover bits. I actually cut it out of black too. I thought maybe I would use them, but I might use them today. I don't know. I thought I would use them with the project that I ended up creating. We'll see. I might use them today. It has an embossing folder. And then, so when you, sorry about the light, you guys, which is really pretty. So when you create your butterflies with your stencil, I'll show you how to do that today. You cut them all out at once. And you get leaves, and you get butterflies, and you get bits and baubles from them. So that's really cool. This set was released last year. So, yeah, we'll play with this today. I thought, oh, I need some samples of that in the store. And I thought, I'll play with these butterflies to see how they work. So I'll show you what I created. I kind of give you a heads up on... So you get tons of butterflies from them. And I used the embossing folder for this one. And the colors that I ended up using, I wrote it down. I used all Catherine Pooler Designs inks. It's a Girl, Cummerbund, Creamsicle, and Lemon Sorbet. Those are the colors that I used for these two cards that I created from that set. So really, really pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it. And I was like, yep, I'm going for it. I'm going to use this set for my vintage. I really, really wanted to. So, and now I'm going to get another look out of it because we're going to do it different. So I've pulled a bunch of stuff. I've pulled some Hero Transfers. I've pulled the Stampers Anonymous stamps. I've pulled some Grove collage sheets. Oh, thank you, Lindy. I've pulled out these collage tiles, you know, the people pictures. I've pulled out the toast colored Ticket Essentials from 49 and Market. And I pulled All in Create Sienna mailing for some postage. So we'll see what we come up with today. I pulled some stuff and I thought, oh, this will be fun to play with. So we're going to play. And I have these that I've used. I need to put them in the shop. I need to put a pack of 10 in at a time in the shop, and I will eventually do that. Get them packed up in packs of 10. So I've just got to take a tag here, and this is how we're going to start. Now I have, no, we're not starting with a tag. Excuse me. We're starting with the butterfly. So that's how we're going to start. And I'm going to start with inking up my butterflies. These are the colors that I've pulled, which I think will be really, really pretty. I've got ginger, whipped honey, which is a real soft yellow, seafoam, a really nice soft green. These are all the spa colors, which are more subtle. Hi, Krista. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Yay. Apricot and Bay Breeze. So these are all spa colors that I'm going to use for my butterflies. So I'm going to grab some paper here. Let's see. This might not be big enough. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Let me just pull out a big old sheet here of paper. Let's do that. It's kind of nice having all this stuff right here handy, ready to go. Okay. So we're gonna cut a 6x6 piece. I'm just gonna go for it here, folks. 6x6. And just throw you back here. And I might actually end up needing that one. So we'll set that back here. And there we go. Okay, so let's pull out these stencils. This is kind of fun. I'm going to start with color number. I'm going to go in order. You don't have to. But because this is the same size, I am going to use tape today. Normally, I would probably put this down on some... I would probably... for stenciling purposes, I do prefer to use my Altenew sticky mat. And I still actually might even use it. Let's just do that. We can. Because we can. And I think it's going to... Right now. Don't let me forget I put my plate back there. Because I will probably forget that it's back there. I need something stronger than that. We're going to need some yellow tape. All right. So I'm just going to put one piece of tape up here at the top to kind of just hold it together. Because I have cut it to size. And that way it's going to be pretty easy for us to come back to the same spot. Oops, oops, oops. We don't want to use this then. We're going to pull this out. I should put that back there with that. Don't know where I put that too. So I'm just going to set it here in the middle, as is. And we're going to tape it down because see how that's going to swing because we've got it the same size. It's just going to work out better. All right. Here we go. I'm going to start with whipped honey. And I decided that I really would like to have, that's a bright yellow, so I'm going to kind of get this brighter yellow off of here. I apologize, you guys. I don't have a lot of crafting room or crafting space back here. It's something I'm going to have to really get used to. All right, let's go for it. I wanted a really light and soft yellow. So we're going with Whipped Honey from Catherine Pooler. And we will ink up the edges with some like vintage photo or something. This just a word of warning. I'm hoping that this live doesn't go too long, because I kind of have a lot of elements I want to cover, and this part might take us just a little bit of time to do. So just trying to get all the bases covered here. Stencil. Holler at me if I miss something. Some of these might be lighter, some of them might be darker, and that's okay. We've got 5 stencils to barrel through. So stencil number 1, just about complete. Now, one of the things that I did want to pay attention to on this next stencil is getting some darker color towards the middle. So that is something I want to do. So let's get this tape up. The nice part is my paper will be in place. I'm going to get rid of doing that. We're going to keep our paper in place here. So that's a really pretty nice soft yellow. And next we're going to go with stencil number 2. These stencils are labeled. You can see the number 2 there. And they even have etching so that when I am looking through, I can see where the bottoms of my butterflies are supposed to go. So, and it's also the reason why I cut my paper to be 6 by 6 so that it's not too difficult. And look at me, see? I'm like thinking it's going to stick, and it's not gonna, folks, because I've cut it out the same size. I could have cut it just a smidgen smaller. I could have, but I think it's easier to layer when they're both the same size, if that makes any sense at all. Like, it's easier to line them up when you're doing a bulk like this. Let's make sure we don't get it, we don't cover that edge. I think we're good now. All right, I'm going to pick this up and take a look at it. And it looks pretty good to me. All right, yellow is done. Now I'm going to kind of go with, so I've got, this is number 2. And I have those. Okay, so I have 2 more, 3. So I've got to kind of make a decision on, I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go with some apricot and some ginger kind of in the middle there. And then I'm going to kind of do that. You know what, folks? I'm going to do yellow again. I kind of have an idea. Hopefully it will execute. Here we go with yellow. Just thinking about the way that this worked before. And I am going to go like a little heavy here, just right here in the center on these. I thought that was really, I figured that one out previously. Let's just go heavy here to start, and then just go light. center, and then light. Because we've got one that kind of one of these stencils kind of gives it a little bit of an outline or just some little details in the wings. So we want to make sure we give some light space for that, or some light coloring for that. I want to let you know that last week my video did cut off, and I'm not really sure why that happened. Kind of wild. It felt like it didn't even give me any kind of warning or indication that it was cutting off. Usually it does. So I apologize for that. Did not expect. It was John that told me that that had happened. So if that does happen, I will post the rest of the video as a part 2, because my system does keep recording. So, all right. Next. Okay. So now we have a little bit of color, texture, ombre-ish color going on here. This is stencil number 3. So it's going to add some detail to our butterflies. I can tell you right now, I'm going to need to move that just a little. I think we're good. Let's get this on here. That there and down here. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Because we kind of have a top and we have a bottom, I'm going to go in on this color. I'm going to go with some ginger and some apricot. And on this one, we're just going to kind of go with this next one. We'll do some Seafoam and Bay Breeze kind of randomly. We'll see what we come up with. I think it'll be really pretty. So let's start with some apricot, just some light. We'll have some light butterflies. And I'm thinking we'll just do kind of like a little bit of additional color here. And see how I've got that down there? That works good since we went in there. We'll just do a little here and here. And I'll fill it in with a little bit of ginger. We'll go real careful. See what happens with what we've got here. The top will go with ginger. Let's do down here some more apricot. We can get those top ones with some. I thought this would be pretty. Which one was it? This one that I did on the other set. I went in, I think I ended up covering up some color. I ended up liking one color better. We can always do that. Let's do a little soft there since I got some there. Yeah. Go in here. We're just kind of spot inking. Now I'm going to go in with ginger. This is a darker color. It's kind of got a red hue to it. Can I come here? It is on the scale with the apricot. So I'm going to try to do, I am going to go in darker with it. Kind of like that. Let's go over here with it. Let's just go, whoop. I don't need to be doing that. Let's see what we get. Tops and then light. Darker top. it's going to be pretty. Let's do this one. Yeah. And let's do one of these where we kind of blend the two, going dark on the outside here and then kind of blending into that other color. I think that might be fun and dramatic. Imagine that. Hi. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing? Oh. It's white and yellow. We're inking up some butterflies with a stencil. I think it might be a little, if you hang in there, do you go by Terry? Is that how you go by? If you hang in there, it should kind of come full circle here as to what I'm actually doing. So let me show you. Did you just pop in? Or have you been watching the whole time? Does that make any sense? I hope that makes sense. And welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you found me. See, we're creating some butterflies. And I'm taking these stencils in and I'm inking up. So yeah, there's a little bit of like glare from the stencil, from my light up here, that might kind of prevent you from really fully seeing the project. Let me know if that kind of makes some sense at all. I hope it does. Okay, so we're going to go in here with another stencil. And then we've got these etched lines that are going to kind of show us where we are in the project. So I'm going to cover this one up with the stencil. And now we're going to be actually creating with some of this it's pronounced, but the glare is harsh. Yeah, it's the light, and there's not really much I can do about the lighting. It's going to be that way until my stenciling is done. I apologize. So once we get this stenciling over with, you'll be able to see just a little bit better. I promise this will go away. We're almost done. We've only got this stencil and the next one, and this will be over. Sorry. Okay. Now, we're going to go in. I think I'm going to go in with some Seafoam, which will be a little bit lighter. And I'm going to pick up Bay Breeze with these leaves here. I think that'll be pretty. So let's do that. Let's see. Here we go. All right, in we go with some Seafoam. We're going to just hit these highlights with some Seafoam. And if I get the green inside of those leaves, it won't matter because my Bay Breeze is a little bit of a darker color. It'll be just fine. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I might have to put some masking on when I go in with my leaves, just so that, I don't know, maybe not. And we might get a little brownish color going in there, the orangey parts. That's okay. These are vintage. So it's going to be okay. I'm not really worried about that. Hoping and praying for some really pretty butterflies. All right. Where are we? Okay, butterfly, butterfly. I think this is my last butterfly. And then we'll go in with Bay Breeze. Yeah, these stencils really do make it hard to watch with this light up above. My full apologies. Okay, I think now we're going to go in with Bay Breeze. Put on your sunglasses, maybe. Sorry. I know that doesn't help much. All right. Let's go here. And you know what, guys? If I do get a little bit of this blue in there, I think I'm going to be just fine with that. you might just actually do it on purpose. I think it'll be fine. That bluish green is really pretty. Ooh. And not worry too much about it. It's kind of pretty. I might even fill in those places where I think it's kind of brownish colored. Yeah. Let's see what we get when we're done with this. This is going to be pretty. Just have a feeling. All right, this stencil is almost over. And I come down here with this blue. Laughter does always help. I agree, 100%. I can put on my shades with you if that makes you feel better. Okay, let's see. That one is done. I believe we are finished. Last stencil, folks. Last stencil. And, ooh, I kind of like that. That's really pretty. I do like it. I do. All right. So, my thoughts are on this. What I did with the other one is I went in with black. And I'm thinking, so I'm thinking I might do that again, or maybe some really dark brown. I think that would be really pretty. Although if I were to ink the edges, it might overpower it. I'm going to do black. I'm going to do black. I think that's the safest thing to do. So that I can actually vintage it up and it won't be too, I think. Yeah. I'm going to let you guys vote. Black or a dark brown? It's going to actually pick up those leaves. So which should I do? Black or dark brown? You guys vote. You decide. Which is it going to be? I think I got it. Somebody vote. Somebody vote. Dark brown. Lindy says, okay, brown it is. Let's do it. We're going to do it. Now, if I can reach over there and get that dark brown, we're going to use dark brown. All right. I think S'mores is probably the darkest brown I have, but I'm going to actually grab Icing on a Cake because it is, I've got a brush for it. I don't see my S'mores brush over there. So, but it's a pretty dark brown. So we'll use the Icing on the Cake. As you can see, it's dark. So let's do it. Let's go. Let's get this. We're just gonna ink the whole thing up. Maybe, ooh, that might change my inking color around the edges on this too. So maybe I'll go in and ink with this color. Because all it'll do is darken up. I don't know, maybe I'll pick, maybe we'll still do vintage photo. We'll see. All right. Let's do it. Ooh, I need to ink this pad up. So it's going to get all these little dots. It's going to get, you're going to have all these little apostrophe. They're actually like little flourishes, kind of. They look like apostrophes to me. Let's go in here a little bit more. I feel like it needs to be a little darker. I don't know why I'm holding it. It's going to be fine. It's being held with tape. And the tape is stuck to some really sticky, sticky, sticky background. All right. I need to go on the outer edges instead of the middle of my pad. All right. Let's do it. Let's reveal. Let's see what we have. Oh my gosh. Y'all, that is gorgeous. Oh my word. Good call on the brown. So much prettier than the black would have ever been. Oh my goodness. Oh my word. Pull this up and let you guys see it. It is so pretty. Love that. It doesn't even capture it on the camera as pretty as it is in real life. Oh my goodness. So pretty. Love these colors. Okay. Now I'm going to do a little cleanup. And get to rolling with our tag. Let's get this cleaned up. Because we'll come back maybe to do, I don't know if we'll use it for stamping or not, but just in case. Yippee yippee yay. Stack our inks. Save some space here. Get these out of the way. And now we've got that. Okay. My hands are really dirty, you guys. Oof. And I can't wipe them on my britches today because I'm not wearing black pants. But I can wipe them on my rag. Yay. All right. I had a customer that, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's called an Inky Binky. I guess that's what Tim Holtz calls his rag, his Inky Binky. And it's got my name on it. She like stitched my name and the Inky Binky on it. It's so cute. It's back there. It looks like a bloodbath, but all right. Thank you, guys. All right. So the thing that is most important for this piece right here is to line it up really well, because everything stems from that. So you're going to want to make sure that your leaves are lined up, your butterflies are lined up. When I first did this, I only lined up my butterflies and I didn't look at my leaves. And so my leaves were a little bit off. That's just my little tip for you on this. And actually, I'm going to use this on this. It is a better, yeah. Just going to turn that around. Where did it go? There they are. Reuse my tape here. And we're going to run this through. We should be good to go. Where's my other one? Touching these stencils, and now I'm going to get my hands dirty again. And I need to remind myself, it's vintage. If it gets dirty, it's vintage, right? Okay. Let's pull this out. Actually, gonna probably need you. And let's put this down. That's going to be a close-up for just temporary. So excuse all of that for the temporary. Just running that through. Here they are. Let's pop this through. Just like so. I have to stand up, guys. There we go. And close your eyes. It's going to shake a little. I am going to bring it back through one more time. Okay. Just to be on the safe side, so you won't have to cut those out. Okay. We will have lots of bits and bobbles. Yep, I've already got some bits and bobbles on my plate here. These are really pretty. We could probably use them. Oopsie. Aren't those pretty? So you're going to have a lot of these little pieces. Let's get this out of here. Do not anticipate needing that again. But we might. What? That would not be fun to fall live in front of everybody, would it? So let's get this with all the pieces rolling. And then the rest is just basically assembling our tag. This is... Some of these are going to fall, fly everywhere. That's okay. Get them later. Thank you. You guys are sweet. So sweet. I love these colors. These are so pretty. These are it's a very vintage look, which makes me very happy. Okay. Very happy. Very nice. Oh my gosh. These mothy looking ones. Oh, they are so pretty. Gosh. Even these little yellow ones. And you've got enough for a bunch of projects, you guys. I'm not going to dig out all of those little circles and whatnot. But look at that. Look how beautiful those are die cut. And you get those all in one pass. This is phenomenal. I do recommend bringing it through twice. Just to make sure that it die cuts thoroughly so that you don't have to dig it out with scissors. So, okay. There it is. There's all of our leaves and butterflies. I'm just going to set this aside. If I decide to use some of them, I know where it is. Let's get our tag rolling, shall we? Let's take a look at what we have. Now, so one of the things I felt like I wanted to do was kind of tie them together, like tie everything together. I was going to use some vintage photo to ink up with. One of the things that I did for sure want to do was perhaps maybe get just some like writing. I like handwriting. I was going to use this for handwriting, but I thought this would be really cool these vintage, these Cottage Grove sheets would be really, really cool for, just to lay it down. These are kind of real thin, and look at that. Look at those butterflies. I wanted to maybe lay it down on most of it. That's kind of where I wanted to start. So I'm going to find me a piece here that really speaks to me. Oh, here's I kind of wanted something like this. Down here. Sorry, you guys can't see. Something like this. So let me find that one. Is that the one? Make Today Amazing? Yeah, that's bigger than I thought it was going to be. So maybe, here, this would be perfect. Oh, this. Let's do this. So I'm going to take this and I am going to tear it. I find a spot and tear it. I'm going to cut it. Cut that off. Well, let's just tear it all. Warning, it's a very thin paper. That's okay. So let's set that aside. I was gonna just basically just kind of do something like this. And just maybe go along this edge here and then just cut it off. So let's get that down. Let's start there. That is how we will start. I don't have a final, what do I have here? I hope this is permanent. Yeah, this is permanent. Okay, here we go. I don't have a final vision other than just playing with different things. To be honest with you, that is all I've got. So I don't want to cover the hole there. There we go. So we're just going to kind of go like that. Going to get that. And I'm going to trim it off. And now where does this lead us? I have no idea because I needed a place to start. And I think inking is what I should do next, right? Maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we have here. I can't really see very well. I'm cutting my tag, y'all. That is what we have. Now, what are we going to do on the other side? What shall we do? Maybe, nope, we were just going to do that random. I might, yeah, I'm going to ink this up, the whole thing, with this Icing on the Cake. And I'm going to come in with some stamping, and then we'll do some, where'd my ink go? There it is. Come in with some stamping, and then we'll do some rub-ons. Just some random rub-ons. I think that will work. Don't know what that is. Something on there, but I don't know what it is. And it's okay if it's not perfect. I'm good with that. Because we're probably going to cover up a lot of this. I'm not worried about that at all. We're going to splatter. We're probably going to do like all the things. All right. Let's do a cleanup. Let's do some stamping on that other side. Let's do some random. I'm going to go with black for sure. All right. So that's kind of what I have this for, is to just kind of find something that speaks to me and just ink it up and stamp. So we're going to take some Versafine Clair. And I like this right here. I think that's really cool. So I'm just going to ink. Oh, I like that bicycle too. Oh, should we get the butterfly too? We'll see what we get with it, right? So we're just going to lay this down and we're going to stamp. Love it. Love, love, love it. All right. Let's do another spot, which I like this over here. So let's do that. Let's just spot stamp. So let's pull our ink pad over here. And I like that bird cage. So I'm gonna ink that up there, and we're gonna take it to the top. And I'm gonna leave a space for some writing. The handwriting. I think I'm just gonna do, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that was fun. Now let's take our, I'm pulling a surprise too, you guys. I'm gonna bring in some, where did you go? I am gonna bring in some color to this. And I'm gonna have stuff all over the floor in here too. Let's bring this. I hope you were able to see that part at the top, because I'm not sure that you were able to see it when I stamped it at the bottom. I'm scooting here, guys. Let me move up just a little so you can see a little bit better. So I'm pulling these out. So we've got some really cool things in here. The music would be pretty as well, but yeah, maybe we should do music for something different, because we've got a lot of writing going on, although we have music down here. So I think I'm going to go with my original plan, just to do some handwriting. So I'm going to cut a random piece. See, this is also really cool. I like that as well. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here, cover that up. And come in over with some handwriting. I thought that would be really pretty. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna do it. Just like so. I like it. So we're gonna do it. And it doesn't really even matter, because a lot of this is gonna get covered up with our butterflies and all of our little ephemera pieces, bits and bobbles. And so this is also a test of these Hero Arts rub-ons to see how well they work. I've heard they work really nice, and they were a really good seller. The nice part about rub-ons is if you don't get it, you can always lay it back down and go back in there and try it again. And these look like they're going to do just fine. I do like them. Yep, they're releasing. Nice. On this project, it's not as big of a deal. Like I said, it's vintage, so if it's not perfect, we're good. And actually some missing letters. So that's kind of cool so far, looking good. Get this out of the way. I'm not going to use any more of that, I don't think. Unless I change my mind. Grab that out of the way. Maybe we'll use some shadows. I don't know. We're not going to use the emboss. Oh. That would bring in some texture, wouldn't it? What do you guys think? Yes or no with the embossing folder? Should we try some of that? Well, that'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Huh. Yeah, pull it through there, maybe? I don't know. Get some emboss. Y'all want to try it? Let's do it. That'd be fun. I like trying new things. Okay, let's do it. I think I might get a mark where it's coming through. However, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not. Now, if you were doing something that was a little bit more clean, you might worry about it. But I am not. Yeah, I think it would be cool too. So let's try it. Let's do it. Let's see what we get with this. I'm gonna pop this on. Let's do it. Let's roll it through. So the nice thing, okay, so this is actually an Altenew 3D embossing folder. I just want to let you know that I really like the Spellbinders Platinum 6 because of this plate. All it takes is the base, your embossing folder, your project that's inside the embossing folder, and that is it. And it works beautiful. There's no struggle. It's fantastic. So that is one of the reasons why I really, really like this for embossing, especially the 3D. It's fantastic. So that's my 10 cents worth. And let's pull this back out. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, we're doing pretty good. Okay, it added some really nice, I don't think you guys, oh, I did it the wrong way, so it's debossed. I didn't pay attention, but it does have some texture on it, which is nice. So I think if you did do it, it's worth it. In my opinion, it's very much worth it. Although you got to emboss and not deboss. I didn't pay attention to what the direction of my plate was. Ugh, look at this. I got a little bit on the inside of my embossing folder, which I'm going to have to clean really good. But that's okay. All right. It's perfectly fine. But it did add texture, which is kind of cool. It would have been better if I had embossed instead of debossed. Details, right? Just details. So I'm going to pick out my pieces here, and I'm just going to kind of go with my brush and just lightly create some little bit of brown detail. Maybe just do this. and kind of get a little more vintage look on there. And I do like that moth. Let me find me mothy looking butterfly. Let me find a butterfly that I really, really like a lot. Get some leaves going too. I think if we just...
Is your email J Jensen? Okay, we were just realizing that
let's see.
column. I am so glad you called. You can completely disregard that, and I will get that corrected to her email address. But I
Okay.
apologize for that.
Let's get a tiny little butterfly going too. That'd be cute.
Nope, you're good. It just went to the wrong email address. Nothing to charge.
Oops.
So you're good. Have a great day.
All right. Okay.
No, I hung up on him because he didn't answer. I figured it was one of those rumors.
Let's do some more floral. Let's get some tickets. These would be cool. Let's get these going. So it adds little pops of color on here, which I'm just thrilled. So we're gonna use these little stamps too. I'm gonna possibly put this. Let's find it here. I'm gonna put it on some white cardstock and then kind of maybe, I don't know. Where's the end here? Ooh, you know what, guys? Let's put this on a section. Ooh, let's do it. That'd be kind of cool to sit. Those colors really do work really well together. So we could kind of section these off in places. Just layering, having fun. I like this. This is really cool. You can kind of set that right here. Right there. Let's do another one maybe later. Let's figure out how we're gonna lay things out. I gotta pick which big butterfly. I do want to use a big butterfly. I like big butterflies and I cannot lie. I do like that one. I don't want a great big one because I feel like it would overpower it. But yeah, let's do that one. So let's kind of ink this up a little and ink this up a little. So that's what we're going with right now. Get that out of the way. Just kind of get them a little more subtle around these edges. Let's see. Let's do that. I should probably use one of my other ones here, but that's okay. So, let's use that. I honestly think, I don't know. I mean, if I took it back, what do you guys think? If I took it back through, I don't think it would be the most horrible thing in the world. Do you? I don't know. Let's see. All right, I was thinking about one of these, and I don't know. I know for sure I want to do one of these tickets. So, let's pull out. Ooh, I know exactly what I want to do with these tickets. Well, those are stamps. I want a ticket, not a stamp. Okay, never mind then. Definitely want a ticket. Because I've got, these are kind of stampy. Let's do this one right here. Do you like that? And let's do this ticket right here. Let's do a couple of tickets. I thought I could put some of that blue ink around the edges of that to kind of make it pop a little bit. I think that would be kind of cool. And I'm not really sure if I was going to get a picture, grab a picture from here. I thought maybe one of these pictures would be kind of neat to use. And I was going to ink it up as well. I thought that would be kind of cool. And maybe, okay, y'all help me decide. I don't want to make her green. I think I would have to mask off her face. Definitely not the Bay Breeze. So should I do her jacket in yellow or Seafoam? Got a lot of that greeny color going on. Maybe the Apricot. Let's try the Apricot. We got a lot of yellow and orange. I don't know. What do you guys... I'm thinking Seafoam. Yeah, let's do Seafoam. Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to tape her face as best as I can so we don't get it on her skin. And just kind of go in here, just like so. Get her face and her ear covered up because I'm a little aggressive, y'all. So let's go with it. Let's do it. Let's do something fun. Let's ink up her jacket and give her jacket some color. That's kind of fun. A little dark, going lighter. What do you think? Yeah? Okay, that's enough. Oops, I missed a spot. So let's put that paper back down. Make sure we ink up her jacket just a little better there. Okay, inked her neck. You know, she's a crafter. What can we say? She's got ink on her face. Her neck. Yeah, there we go. I think it's good. I think it's good enough. Just leave it. Sorry. What did I not leave? Just leave it. You know, if we don't like it, we can always cover it up. Let's do... Now, you know what? Before I start to laying things out, I'm actually going to mess with this background a little bit. I'm going to take these out of here. I'm going to leave all the things that I've decided I'm going to do. I'm actually going to, I am going to do some Bay Breeze. Wherever that went. I'm going to do a little bit of Bay Breeze around these edges, and I am going to ink up that the ticket with some Bay Breeze. I think that would be kind of nice to give it some color so that our ticket can have some pops of color. And it turned out that my vintage has become more of a mixed media little project, I think. Vintage mixed media. How's that? How is that? That's not going to stay because that's real slick. There we go. I did want a little pop of color for that. Well, let's move this out of the way. Let's do our tickets real quick. I don't like that ticket. I don't want that ticket. Where's my ticket? Didn't I pick out a different ticket? Where did it go? Is this the one? Let's do this one. Or the 10 cents. I kind of like the 10-cent one. Let's do that. And I actually, instead of doing, I'm going to do it in an apricot. Yeah? Yeah. I don't, Lindy, what was I supposed to just leave? This is kind of humorous because she tells me, because we kind of have a little bit of a funny running joke that I don't ever listen to her advice. What did I not listen to? Oh, there's another ticket. Where is the ticket? That's not the one. Okay. I think I'm going to go with apricot on this one. I'm going to be forever looking at that and laughing. I lost my rag. Oh, well, it just fell. That's kind of funny. So this is just going to kind of give it a little bit of that soft color. I kind of like that. Just instead of being so dark brown, or not dark brown, but just tan and kind of boring, it gives it kind of a fun little feel. A pop of color, another pop of color. Yeah, definitely. And you know what else, guys? We could actually go back over it with a little bit of brown, so it has a little bit of a mix. Ready to go. I think that's what we'll do. Just kind of, yes, I like that. Here and there. I like it. It almost gives it the feel of vintage photo. It's not too, okay. All right, y'all, I gotta get to assembling. I played around with stuff long enough. It's time to assemble. Otherwise, Lori will never get out of here. I'll never get her out of here. Let's go. Maybe brown that up a little. It's too bright. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. Yeah. It was a little stark. So now I'm just going to kind of go in there. Vintage it up a little. I like it. Okay. Let us assemble. And now I've got a big, huge mess. I'm going to have to kind of get stuff out of my way. Got all my bits and pieces. And let's get everything out of here. Okay. So one of the things I had thought about was using these as a shadow. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to go down with butterflies. All right. We're going to splatter. Okay. Let's do that. Out of the way, out of the way. Doing any more of those. Okay. Whew. Let us create. So, this takes a bit of time. So, I want to make sure I leave enough time for that. getting these butterflies on here. Bring this here. And bring this one up here. Let's pull this out and let's bring us down. Can tear that one off. Not really sure. Some of this is a little too bright. I don't want any white on it. So just kind of ink it down. Well, folks, it looks like our little cluster. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing things in. Because I am going to bring in some cheesecloth. Because I think it's going to kind of bring it some more texture. I just felt like it needed something else, so I'm just going to break off, just cut a piece here. And we're just going to stick it over here. Just kind of give it a little bit of something, something. And I'm just, yep, and then I'll trim it. So how to glue that down? Go in with some glue. I'm just going to kind of tack it down, just ever so carefully. And bring that here. I mean, in the middle, I think we're okay. It's when we come down further that we're not. So, yeah, dry is clear. It's going to be okay. So we're going to be fine. Okay, so cutting this off just so. Letting it kind of hang off a little to give it some different interest. I felt like the background was getting a little boring. So let's trim this. And let's trim that. And now we can kind of go in there. I am going to put my picture down. you. Thanks for joining us. Yay. I'm going to bring my ticket just this way. Yay. Oh, I should have left the numbered side, but that's okay. I'll bring this up here so that we were going to stick that one there. So part of this also gets tacked down with the actual pieces itself. So I'll go back in and wondering if it was maybe it was too much floral, or maybe the floral just doesn't lend itself to being very vintage. That could be, that's what's bothering me. I don't know. Huh. I don't know. I don't really care for the big butterflies. I think I like the smaller pieces. So I think I want to stick with the smaller ones. I kind of like those. So where's my other one? I didn't really care for that big one. Y'all may like it. I'm just not crazy about it, to be honest with you. Not on this. I liked it as it was, but just not on this. So let's try this one. Bring this one here, maybe. And this one here. No. My little baby. Or maybe I need some more ephemera. I don't have enough ephemera. So my thoughts are, I like Mr. Moth. And I like the little I'm thinking more ephemera. So let's do another stamp in there. I want maybe this brighter one would be really kind of cool there. Let's try that. Yeah. To kind of tie all that in together. Yeah. And then we could do another one over here. Or we could do another ticket. Or this one of these. Could do one of these stamps. And then, you know what? Let's stop struggling. Let's get off the struggle bus and start doing it the right way. That's better. Folks, have you ever had something just not really, I don't know, I don't know. Not really happy with it. Okay, now it's kind of starting to feel, it's starting to feel a little bit better. And then we can go like this. A little better. A little better. Okay. And then we'll splatter. And I think we'll be okay. I think I'm going to be okay with this. Bring this one back down here to see if I kind of like that. What do you guys think? You like that? You liking it? Let's get this glued down. That's what I say. Glue it down. Get her glued. Straight with this one. Oops. There we go. There. Get this one glued down. Got that fabric on there. It's kind of... I like it. Oh, good, Krista. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Phew. Somebody likes it. I need to bring it over. Let's bring that down. And yeah. There we go. Let's do that one there. Stay. Nobody else talks to their crafts, right? Okay. There we go. There. And yeah, that's good. I think we're going to be okay. Part of me wants to put something like right in here, but I think it's going to be okay. Let's bring that up just a little. I don't want to cover her face too much. All right, let's splatter. And let's be done. The next question is, what kind of splatter? Sometimes all the things are hard. Let's see. Should we do... I think I want to do black splatter. I don't know. Maybe I want to do white splatter. Should we? Should we white splatter? I've got to cover up my iPad though. Sorry guys. Gonna have to go this direction. So 1 second while I get this all protected so it doesn't go where I don't want it to go. If that makes any sense at all. I kind of am just... do this. Okay. You talk to your crafts to get them right. that's funny. Yeah, like behave. All right, I've got black, and then I have the whitish silver. And I'm thinking, since we have a lot of color on this, I might go both, actually. We'll see how the white looks and see if I like it. But I'm inclined to go with white. That's my inclination. So I'm going to fill this pot up with some water. Of course. I may have to try to do things two-handed here because it's not holding up. I'm not getting the cooperation from my... There we go. Sorry, folks. I know this looks weird. There we go. Oops. And then we have the alarm. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. It's gone. I lost my screen. If there could be a disaster, there will be a disaster, right? But I'm still here, and I'm going to splatter. I'm just doing the final touches here. I lost my live stream on my phone here, so hang in there with me. We're almost done. I think I'm going to go both white and black. So let's take that off. And then we'll be done. It's because I went too long. It took forever, right? And then I'll kind of show you. I'll bring it up to the screen and kind of show you the final touch here. I think this black is going to really, really round it out. Oh, yeah. Her face is all splattered, y'all. I splattered her face. I like it. I think it turned out really nice. Okay. It's okay that her face is splattered, right? Right. Yes. Let's get that down and away. And I like it. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use some of this cheesecloth. And I'm actually, see, my tendency is to put it up underneath where my phone is. So there's our splatter. And I like it. Her face is all splattered. I could tuck another picture of her in there, but I kind of like, I don't know. It might bother me a little bit that her face is splattered, but I'm going to use some of this cheesecloth at the top. I'm just cutting off a piece here, kind of random like I did before. No rhyme, no reason to it. And I am going to use it at the top of my tag, which will kind of round that out, kind of tie in all and then I'll trim it. So we'll just kind of, I'm just tying it. I'm pulling it through, and then I'm just tying it like so. And there we go. And I may kind of just cut some of this off at an angle to kind of thin it out because we've got it kind of thick there. So I'm just going to kind of go like so. And kind of make a fun little go up here. Might kind of trim it here as well. Trying to do this. See, look right here. Ah, now I've got it. Then I'm just kind of pulling on it. And there it is. Just some fun little cheesecloth look. I'll fan it out. And there it is. There's our tag. Yay! Bring it up closer so you can see it a little bit better. But it's fun. A lot of fun. Hee hee. All right. We're done. We did it. In an hour and a half. My heavens to Betsy. All right, guys. Sorry about the overhead here. I went long. That's what happened. We lost it because of my alarm there. But I'm sure you didn't want to hear that beeping for 4 minutes. I don't ink. Oh, leave the photo. Don't ink it. Ah, there we go. Well, thanks you guys for joining me. I love it. Thanks for all of your input and your suggestions. It helped along. So